Hi, Rebecca Zung here with you again. For Module 6, this is the last of the modules. This is where we will talk about how you will use this transition time as your time of transformation. You can actually use this as an opportunity to be the best thing that ever happened to you, even though it's probably one of the worst things that ever happened to you. But it really can be an opportunity for change, an opportunity to create something amazing from this. There's an old Chinese proverb that says a lotus grows in the mud, which is true. The lotus flowers can only grow in the mud, and we as human beings can only grow from the difficult times in our life. Even though we'd rather stay safe and not have those difficult times, it doesn't always work out that way. We all have our share of the proverbial crosses to bear, and none of us get to escape that, unfortunately. Divorce is one of the worst of them. So this particular module is dedicated to you resetting your life, you having a chance to make this something amazing. So okay. So the first thing is that you're now going to be moving forward. One of my very favorite books in the world, and I highly recommend that you read it. It is a easy read. You can read it in an afternoon. And it's called The 4 Agreements. It's by Don Miguel Ruiz. And he talks about 4 agreements that you actually make with yourself. And those 4 agreements are that you need to be impeccable with your word. In other words, if you say you're going to do something, do it. This alone will change your life. Don't take anything personally. For we as women, we have the hardest time with this. But if you can understand that the way people treat other people has absolutely nothing to do with the other person 99% of the time. It really just has to do with how that person is perceiving the world, good or bad. So if somebody treats somebody with respect and dignity, then they feel that way about themselves inside. If they don't, then they probably have a mess of a traffic jam or some bad neighborhood going on inside their brain. So don't take it personally. Number 3, don't make assumptions. You know, the other thing that we do as human beings is if we don't have all of the facts, we start saying, well, this probably means that, this probably means this. You know, if somebody didn't talk to you at the gym, well, maybe they don't like you. But it could just be that they also had a bad day. So maybe just don't make assumptions, period. Don't assume anything. And number 4 is always do your best. No matter what it is that your task is in front of you, always do your best. For you during the divorce, the thing to use the most, the one that applies the most, is don't take things personally. If your soon-to-be ex is not talking to you or treating your children badly or doing things that you are surprised by, just know that it has everything to do with your spouse and nothing to do with you. Okay, now what do you need to do to move on? So first I'm going to go through some kind of practical things, and then we're going to go through some more things for your own personal gain. The first thing is estate planning. If you are a woman, you're definitely going to need to change your name back if you changed your name in the first place. You will need to do that through the Social Security office first. Once you have your new Social Security card, you'll be able to take that to the DMV and be able to change your driver's license, and from there you can move on to bank accounts and the other things. If you have anything that has designated a beneficiary, such as an IRA, a 401k, life insurance policies, things like that, you'll definitely want to change those beneficiary designations if they had been your soon-to-be ex-spouse. You will want to update your estate plan, your will, your trust, if you have your spouse as your designated person to take care of you, or the person to take care of your trust, or your will, your personal representative, you will want to probably change that. Especially your healthcare surrogate. You don't think you want your soon-to-be ex-spouse being the one who decides to pull the plug or not. So just tie up those loose ends. HIPAA releases, privacy for your healthcare related issues, you will want to sign some of those and designate somebody else, more than likely. Your guardianships for your children, that'll all be part of that same estate plan. And if there are transfers or other things that need to be taken care of in your marital settlement agreement, make sure you get those done on a timely basis so that you can just move on with your life. The next area is financial planning. And if you haven't already done this, I know we talked about this in one of the other modules, but if you haven't already created a budget and thought about what your life is going to look like after your divorce, now is the time to definitely do that. Make sure you include everything. Look at your streams of income and figure out how you're going to live. You want to make sure you close any joint accounts, get your assets transferred. If you have been married for at least 10 years and you are over the age of, one can receive Social Security, whether it's 62 or 65, depending on whether your spouse has already started taking Social Security. If your spouse has started taking Social Security and their Social Security is more than yours would be, then you can take half the amount. If half the amount of theirs is more than what yours would be in full, then you can choose to take half the amount of theirs until they die. And then once they die, you can actually be eligible for the full amount, assuming you haven't remarried. But contact your Social Security office for more information on that. And take a look at your insurance needs. Do you need life insurance? Do you need health insurance? All of that changes after the divorce. Now, health and diet. This is one of the most traumatic times in your life, as we've talked about in the past. And the effect of stress on your body can be magnanimous. Your A1C levels can go up, your cortisol levels. All of that can cause heart disease, heart attacks, ulcers, not to mention your own psyche, panic attacks, things like that. So you're going to want to make sure that you're doing what you need to do to lessen the effects of the stress on your body. Make sure you get enough sleep, 6 to 8 hours at night. Exercise on a regular basis, even if it's just getting those 10,000 steps a day and walking around. Go outside, get some fresh air. Make sure you're taking the right amount of vitamins, especially the B level vitamins, because those will give you the energy that you need. And you may want to even consider going to your doctor and getting tested for figuring out what supplements that you may need for your body. Your food, you will want to be sure to eat healthily. I joke about the divorce diet. The divorce diet is generally, either nothing or everything bad. Those, neither of which are good nourishment for your body. Of course, food is your fuel. So make sure you're having the right amount of adequate lean protein. You should be having at least 100 grams of protein a day. Think about 30 grams of protein per meal. Reduce the simple carbohydrates. They don't do anything for your system, especially as you get older. And making sure that you're getting enough vegetables, especially leafy green vegetables. Really think about making conscious choices about what you're putting in your body during this time. You're going to need all the strength that you can muster. Laughing. People don't talk about laughing enough. Laughing releases endorphins, which reduces cortisol levels in your body, it's serotonin, all sorts of things that we need as human beings. So just watch a funny comedy show, rent a movie, go out with friends that make you laugh, whatever you need to do to bring laughter into your life at least once a day. Renewing or reinventing yourself. Some people, after they get divorced, they want to change their appearance. They lose weight. They might get plastic surgery. They get their teeth whitened. You know, whatever it's going to take to make you feel better. Maybe it's a new haircut. Maybe it's a new hair color. Do something that's going to make you feel great. And socializing, making sure that you go out and be with people who, I did a recent blog about making sure that you're surrounding yourself with people who are fanning your flames and not dousing your fire. You don't want people who are throwing water on you or making you feel worse. When you come away from being with a particular person, do you feel buoyed? Do you feel happy and better about life? Those are the types of people that you want to surround yourself with more. And mantras and affirmations, they definitely help. In my book, Breaking Free, Step-by-Step Divorce Guide to Achieving Emotional, Physical, and Spiritual Freedom, I give lots and lots of mantras at the end of each chapter. You get mantras, and they definitely help. So, you know, when you start going down this path of negative thoughts, you have a methodology for pivoting yourself and changing. We didn't form our thoughts the way they are overnight. It took us years and years. And so changing those thoughts doesn't take overnight either. You have to consciously decide to do that. And the only way you can do that is by having some other thought that's going to be able to replace the negative thoughts with positive ones. And I've talked a lot about making sure that you have the right support in the middle of a divorce, and after the divorce is no exception. You'll still need to make sure you have that support system around you. So, freeing your spirit also has to do with forgiveness. Now, some people don't want to forgive because there's forgiving the others, and then there's forgiveness of yourself. And forgiving your soon-to-be ex-spouse sometimes feels like, oh, I'm not going to do that, because then he or she gets away with whatever they did to me. But this forgiveness is not about for the other person. You don't even have to tell the other person if you don't want to. This is for you, because there's an old saying that says something like, revenge is like giving poison to the other person, but then you drink it yourself, and you end up feeling the effects, something like that. I think I totally just butchered that, but basically you're the one who ends up suffering, not the other person. So forgiveness is for you, not for anybody else but for you. And forgiving of yourself. Don't beat yourself up over things. If things didn't go the way you thought they would, or you behaved in a way that you think that you shouldn't have, or you didn't do something you think you should have, whatever it is, the past is the past. There's nothing you can do about it. So sitting around wallowing in it is not going to help anything, and it just, it's like baggage from your past that you refuse to put down, and now you're carrying it into your future. So just set it down, let it go, move on, clean slate. So let's talk about your passion. What would you do if you knew you couldn't fail? There's a lot of talking these days about living your passion, and it's interesting to me because as the daughter of a Chinese doctor, I didn't have a whole lot of choices about, passion was never one of those conversations that was never had. But you see it regularly now, more than ever, and there's really something to it. There's really something to living your life the way that you want to, and figuring out a way to get paid for that. It may take a while, but if you can figure out a way to change your life and live your passion, it will make a huge difference. Maybe you're just scheduling an hour a day, and then maybe eventually you get to create that life that's built around your passion. Listen to your intuition. Think about what will work best for you. And also surround yourself with people who live their lives in a passionate way. So all of this is about having power. You know, we all want to have power over our lives and power over our decisions. And authentic power is not one that can be ever taken from you. Authentic power is what you feel from within. And it's so interesting, back in The Wizard of Oz, when Glinda the Good Witch says to Dorothy, you always had it. You always had it within you. And that is the case here too. You have the choice, and there's a redemptive power in really realizing that you don't have to be an effect of everything that ever happened to you. You can be the cause. You just need to decide. And once you decide, the universe will line up and start making it happen for you. But you have to be sure. And I'm going to talk about that in a little bit here too. But absolutely, you have the power to make this happen and make your life happen. You have a choice. And don't say that other people made your life terrible, or I could have a great life if it weren't for that person, because now you're giving your power away to somebody else. Let freedom ring. Your Declaration of Independence. The surprise freedom is that you get to choose, and that's what I'm talking about here. So let's talk about declaration. The power of your word. It goes back to the 4 agreements. So create something as of your word. Use phrases like I am powerful, I am confident, I live my life with integrity, I am a person who, I am a successful business person. Whatever it is that you want to choose, I would make a list of at least 10 things that you're declaring that you are. And think of that in terms of, I am a wonderful mother, I am a caring neighbor, I have authentic relationships with everyone around me. Whatever it is that works for you. Because you're going to want to make sure that you create something deliberately in every area of your life. So I am, and then make something for yourself on a personal level, something for yourself on your professional level, whatever that looks like for you, something about who you are for your family, something about who you are for your friends, all of those things. So make a list of at least 10 things. And then decide that those things are commands to the universe, to your world. Because even if you say, oh, I'm so fat, or I have such a hard time getting along with people, or whatever, those are commands to the universe. You are making choices, and the universe will bring you exactly what you say. Oh, I never have any money. There it comes. You're still never going to have any money, because you keep saying that. So if you change that and you say, I am a person who attracts wealth, I am a person who always makes money when I need to, or something like that, then those will be your new commands to the universe. So make a decision, write down 10 things that you are, and then say them to yourself every single day, several times a day. Commit them to memory. Print them out. Put them on your mirror. Put them in your car. Put them on your desk. Whatever you need to do to keep reminding yourself of those things. And whenever you start getting into a victim mentality, or you start thinking that you don't have a choice in your life, then just start looking at those commands to the universe. And believe me, I know this works. I've done this. I've done it for myself. I've helped others, thousands of others, and I know that it works. It will work. It worked for me, and it will also work for you. So thanks for joining me with these 6 modules, and I look forward to seeing you again in my next upcoming programs. I sincerely thank you for trusting your life to me, and you're giving me your time. I hope that it was worth the time for you. If you would be so inclined, I would love to get feedback from you. Send me an email at rebecca@breakingfreefromdivorce.com and let me know what you thought about the modules. Let me know what other questions you might have had that I didn't answer, what things that you loved, what things you hated. I would love to get your feedback. And also let me know how your divorce went. I truly care about you and the outcome of your divorce and the outcome of your life. So give me a shout and an update on those things as well. I will definitely respond to you. So again, thank you, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. I want you to remember that you're just one step away from your new life, and together we've got this.